Welcome back to my channel Soulmates. Today I'm going to show us how I combine two designs to create a graduation party dress for a 5-year-old. It's going to be a dress that is perfect for twirling and dazzling at any school party. My name is Ajulam. Stick around to see how I transform these ideas into a dress that is sure to make any little girl feel like a party princess. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a stitch of my creative adventures. Let's get started. All right, here are the things I'll be using to create this party dress. So I have this chantilly lace here. This is just half yard. This is going to be for the back side, and then I have my 3.5 yards of Mikado fabric here. Then I have my 2 yards of cotton lining, and of course my hard net. Okay, so we're going to start with the pattern as usual. I've already done the front side, as you can see. I just want to show us something for this back. Okay, so I'm going to make the front to be visible for you to see. Okay, so if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, I already have a detailed video on that, so you can check that out to see how I got to this point. So I'll just quickly make my lines visible so you can see what I have drafted already on the front side. So the front is a normal round neck basic bodice. That is what I have for the front. So the back, we are going to be adding a loop to the back side, so make sure to watch to the end so you can see how to add a loop to your bow dress. Okay, now this is for a 6-year-old, and then the chest measurement that I'm working with is 29 and the waist is 28. Okay, so if you have something like that, you can easily. So I want to show us something for the back side, which is very important. So this is my zipper line. This is the zipper line, and this is the shoulder line. Right, so this is the zipper. Now the bodice length I have here is 12 inches. So now I'm going to let me make the chest line visible. Okay, now for the neck width, I'll be using 3 inches for that. So this is 3 inches neck width, and then the depth, this is the back, is going to be ½ inch. Okay, and then the shoulder measurement for this is 11.5 plus ½ inch for my sleeve allowance, that is 6¼ so that is the point right there, and then I'll come down by ½ inch. Okay, so I'm going to mark the same 6¼ on this point so I can get the armhole part. Okay, you can see that it's almost the same thing. I just want to quickly show us a little things I'll be adding on this back side. Okay, so I'll just get the midpoint from here. It is 6, the midpoint is 3, and I'll just go in by ½ inch. Okay, now the chest measurement that I have here is 8¼ so I'll just attach that here, and then I'll connect right. Then this is the neck part. Now, so I'm going to come down a bit. Now this is where you really need to pay attention. So on this part, this point here, this is my chest line. I'll just come down a bit by 1 inch, but if you want, you can also leave it open. Sorry, you can leave it as it is, but I really want this back to be a little open. So it's either you come down by 1 inch or 0.75. Then I'll just take my ruler and blend it in to meet up to this line. You can still use your free hand from here and just take it down to that point. Okay, so all this part is going to be the yoke. For the front, there's no yoke, it's only the back that will be adding the yoke. So all these parts is my yoke. So on this part, I'm going to be marking my dart allowance. I'll be adding a dart to this because it's for a plus size. From the chest and waist measurement, you will notice there is a plus size, so I need to add my dart. So the chest span measurement for this is 6 inches. If you divide that by 2, that will give me 3. Okay, so this is my 3. But what I normally do, I'll mark 3.5, so that by the time I fold, I'll end up having it exactly 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to mark the same thing here and then connect the legs. So I'll just use half inch for the dart leg. So I'll just mark half inch. But now for this bag, because we're going to be adding a loop, I will not be putting the dart leg. I'll only put my dart leg on the front side. So I'll be adding a loop and my loop will come in here. Now for the loop part, all I need to do is to maintain what I have here. Remember, this part is 3.5. This part is 3.5. I'll just remove either half or 0.75. Okay, so I'll just remove 0.75 just to slant it a bit, because I don't want it to be looking straight. So I'll just slant it like this. Okay, so this part is already off now. Now this is where my loop will come in, where we'll be adding the rope is going to come in on this part. So this is off, so I'll just quickly add my waist measurement. So the waist measurement that I have here is 8.25. So I'm going to add it here, 8.25, and then connect the point. Now this is the little trick that I want the back side to have. Okay, so I'm going to add my chest dart on this part, which is 3.5. Remember, that is what I'm using, and then I'll just use the same 3.5. Okay, now you can see that there's 4 here, but this is the exact 12 that I have. This is the line. This is from here to here is my chest, while this is the waist allowance. So I am marking my 3.5. You can see that it's on that actual length. So I'll just note the point and then do the same on this side, just to get that. Okay, now I'll be using half inch on both sides for my dart leg. So this is it. Okay, now this is what I'll be working with. So this one is going to be 2, going to be times 2 for the other one that will overlap this. So this will be 2. So I'm going to cut all this open. My pattern is ready, so I'll quickly cut all this out and then cut it out on my fabric. Don't forget to add all the necessary sewing allowance, so that you don't end up having shortage at the end of the work. Okay, so my pattern is ready. I'll just quickly cut it out. Before we continue, I would like to remind us that our monthly online classes are on. We have different classes for different level in sewing. So if you're interested in any of our online classes, kindly send me a WhatsApp message on the number showing in the video for more details about the classes. All right, for the bow part, this is how I'm going to be using this pattern to do that. So I'm going to come to this shoulder line here, and I'll come down by either 0.75 or 1 inch. So this is 1 inch here, so I'll just come down from there, and then I'll just connect it to come to this point. Okay, so it all depends on where you want yours to sit. So I'm going to connect. This is going to be the first bow, and then I'm going to let it end on this line. Okay, so this is going to be the first bow. All right, so now for the second bow, now you can decide to use the midpoint. This is the midpoint. From this midpoint, then take it all the way down to this waist. So I'll come over to this waist and go up again by 1 inch, because I don't want this to get to the waist area. So this is my 1 inch. I'll just connect. Okay, so I'll just connect, and then this I'm going to take it again to end on this point. So I'm going to take it. Now for this part, you can decide to come down a bit from this armhole, or you can still leave it as it is. Okay, so it's up to you to just play with that part. Okay, so I will just make it just come down a bit from there, just by 1 inch, so that this will really show very well. Okay, so I'll just connect it again to meet up to that end. Okay, now this is now all this part here is the second bow. All right, so I'm going to trace the first bow. Remember that this is the first bow and this is the second bow, so I'm going to trace them out on another paper. So I'm going to increase it. First one, after tracing it out on another paper, I extended it by 2 inches on the side. So this will enable you to fix it very well. By the time you fold the center part where we'll be adding the belt, the sides will align very well. So you need to include 2 inches on the side, as you can see the way I am doing it in the video. So this is very important, so that at the end of the day you not have any shortage. After sewing the bow, all you need to do is to cut off any excess fabric remaining after placing it on the front side. So that is what I'm trying to achieve here. You can see the extension there. This will give me enough space to fold it very well. All right, so when you want to place your pattern on your fabric, make sure to add extra 1 inch again on the sides. This is very important, so please take your time and go through this video. Add extra 1 inch again, This will make sure that you do not have any kind of shortage. Rather, you have a little excess which you can easily cut out later. All right, so just follow this process, but work with your own measurement, and make sure to watch out for the second part of this video. This video is going to be is going to have another part, which is going to be the sewing part. In the sewing part, you get to see how to stitch this very neat, very clean at the end of the day. So please subscribe if you have not, and then I will see you all in my next one.
Two hearts running wild.